Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's ZPro here bringing you another Minecraft World War I tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the Canon Day 220L MLE 1917. This cannon was a French heavy field gun designed which served with France, Germany, and Italy during World War I and World War II. The gun itself is a 200mm gun, or 8.7-inch gun, and again is a very good artillery piece to kind of serve in basically both World Wars. So you can have it for World War I and World War II, and used by both, or actually all three, France, Germany, and Italy. Now it was mainly only used by France during World War I, however during World War II the German and Italian army captured several of these French guns and actually put them to use. I think some of the notable versions where they are actually used at basically defending the beachheads and stuff like that of the coast of France, so that's kind of a cool thing also. But yeah, again, mainly a French gun. But yeah, pretty cool one. We just did the deployed version for this gun, so if you do want to build the firing position one, you have the ability to do that. This one here is basically the transit mode, so if you want to have this being towed around a battlefield, possibly in storage or, you know, just part of a convoy or something, you'll have that ability to do it. I'd like to give you guys both options for both the deployed and towed gun when doing these types of artillery pieces. But anyways, let's kind of move into taking a look here at this and kind of see what's different compared to the deployed version. So this one here, obviously, since it is in transit, the gun barrel is not elevated at all, so it just sits completely straight on the carriage here. We also have basically the wheels here, which are dropped down to their proper level and are basically, you know, good to go in that kind of sense. As we work our way back, we have the back axle here also, which is dropped down, extended, and you know, it's obviously used to pull the trailer. And you can attach this up to most of my 2-to-1 vehicles, trucks, and stuff like that I do have. I don't have too many French artillery tractors or trucks or whatever, but you know, you can, you know, use one in the future or use one of our allied vehicles that we do have. Overall, pretty cool looking gun and gonna make a great addition to your battlefields. And with that, let's go ahead and move into the tutorial. Alright guys, so going ahead and move into our first layer, we'll go ahead and start with layer 1. Now one thing to take into consideration here is that the front of our gun, basically in the towed type format, is going to be this front section here. This right here is what will connect to any of your vehicles you have towing this or anything like that. So just make sure you take that into account when we get started. And we're going to start from basically the front here. Now to go ahead and get started here, if we do not have this connected up to a truck or anything like that, we're going to go and place down a zombie head here on the ground and then a dark oak fence gate coming off of it. Now if you are attaching this up to a vehicle, you're going to go ahead and basically exclude the zombie head and just use the dark oak fence gate to connect up to a part of the vehicle. And typically most of my trucks and stuff like that that are meant to tow stuff or more of utility type trucks do have a hitch or something that you can connect this to or work with to make this look like a nice solid connection. But yeah, so again, you can place the zombie head here on the ground if it's not connected to anything, but we'll just use the dark oak fence gate if we're connected up to a vehicle itself. Anyways, after that, we're going to take our dark oak top sides. We're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 top sides back. Actually, sorry, it's going to be only 2 back. We're going to go to the sides here of this last dark oak top side, place the zombie head down to both sides here, and a dark oak fence gate going back from the zombie heads. We're going to then take our dark oak top sides, place down a row of 3 again, so 1, 2, 3, followed by a mossy cobblestone upside down stair facing this direction, and a stair right behind it, like so. And that's going to be the same thing there on both sides, and that right there is going to basically do it there for our front. Now from this point here, we're going to grab ourselves some kind of block that we can easily delete later and tell apart. So we're just going to use some yellow because it stands out. We're going to go ahead and count back from this dark oak top side 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 spots back. We're going to go ahead and place down a dark oak top slab, followed by a slab to both sides here. A mossy cobblestone stair coming off the side of the slab, and then one coming off it going forward. Same thing over here on this side as well, to both sides, just like that. And once that's all complete there, that is going to basically wrap up what we have for this layer. So again, a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of blocks between our 2 axles here. And once we have that complete, we can go and delete any placeholder blocks or anything of that sort. So we should get something that looks like this here for layer number 1. Anyways, with that out of the way, let's go and move on to our next layer, layer number 2. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer 2. For layer 2 to go ahead and get started here, we're going to place down a mossy cobblestone stair on top of these two that are upside down, basically back to back like this, to go ahead and complete all 4 of our wheels here for the trailer. With that all complete, we're going to go and then go to basically the back side, and we're going to start our work back here and then work our way toward the front. So for this, we're going to place down a green terracotta block on top of those two dark oak top slabs there, and then a zombie head that's going to be coming off those 2 blocks toward the front there. We're going to place down a green terracotta block back on both sides, and then a row 3 that goes across like so. On both ends of this row 3, we're going to place down a dark oak slab. We then want to go ahead and place down a green terracotta block here in the center, and then a mossy cobblestone wall to both sides, and coming off the side of that slab, we're going to place down a dark oak wood slab, again to both sides. We then want to place down a row 3 of green terracotta across, this time with a dark oak wood stair to both sides. And we're going to go and then place down 4 rows of 3 of green terracotta going down the center here. And we're going to then take our dark oak wood slabs and place down 1, 2, 3, 4 along the side here, and 1, 2, 3, 4. After that, we're going to take our dark oak wood stairs, we're going to place down a row of 3 of upside down stairs coming off those green terracotta blocks, and that right there is going to do it for our main carriage section. Moving back here to basically our front axle, we're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall on top of this dark oak wood top slab here, a redstone comparator to both sides on those 2 slabs like so, and then also a redstone comparator on this dark oak wood top slab in the very front. And once we have that done, this is what it should look like from up above. With that all complete, that is going to wrap it up there for layer number 2 for the build, and with that, let's move into layer number 3. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 3. For layer 3 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a grindstone on top of those 2 green terracotta blocks and an end rod going across in between them. We then want to place down a dark oak wood slab that goes back from those grindstones on both sides like so, and then we're going to place down a row 3 of green terracotta across. On both ends of this row 3, we're going to grab ourselves some dark oak wood buttons, and we're going to place down a dark oak wood button on both ends like so. After that, we're going to place down another row 3 green terracotta across. This time, however, we're going to place down a iron trapdoor on both ends like so. We then want to place down a mossy cobblestone wall like this to both sides here, a green terracotta block there in the center, and an iron trapdoor coming off this mossy cobblestone wall to the side. After that, we're going to place down a green terracotta block, again to both sides here, a dark oak button coming off the sides of the block, just like that. And we're going to go then place down a mossy cobblestone wall coming off those blocks, going back like so. We're going to then go in this space right here, we're going to place down 1, 2 item frames, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. In those item frames, we're going to place down iron bars, just like that. With that done, we're going to go ahead and go to these slabs here to the side. We're going to place down 2 dark oak wood fence gates, like this to both sides on those 2 slabs, and we're going to have them opened up toward the inside there. We also want to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor on the side of this mossy cobblestone wall, and we're going to have it closed, or opened, so it's like that. And once we have that done, we're going to then take our green terracotta, place down a row 3 across the back here, a dark oak wood button to both ends. We're going to then place down 1 and 2 green terracotta blocks coming off the center one, followed by a mossy cobblestone wall to both sides here, and then a zombie head coming off the center block, just like that. And once that's all complete there, that is going to wrap it up for layer number 3 for the build. And with that, we're going to go move into our next layer, layer number 4. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 4. For layer 4 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a zombie head on top of these 2 grindstones, and we're going to have the zombie heads facing toward the inside, like so. After that, we're going to go ahead and take our green terracotta, we're going to place down a row of 3 across this section here, followed by a dark oak wood button to both sides, and then coming off those green terracotta blocks, we're also going to place down a tripwire hook to both sides as well. We then want to place down a stone brick upside down stair, come off the middle green terracotta block, and a dark oak wood fence gate coming off the stair, opened up toward it like that for the front there. After that's done, we want to go and then take our green terracotta, we're going to place down a green terracotta block there in the center, followed by a mossy cobblestone wall to both sides. We're going to go then place down a narrow mossy cobblestone wall to both sides here, and a dark oak wood slab there in the center. And after we have that all done there, we're going to go and then place down a dark oak wood stair coming off those mossy cobblestone walls, again on both sides like that. Now once we get to this point here, we're going to place down a block coming off this stair. We're going to place down a wither skeleton skull coming off the side of the block. We then want to delete this block, grab an end rod, place an end rod coming off this wither skeleton skull, and then end rod going forward. We then want to place down a stone top slab coming off the end rod, and then we're going to place down a stone slab on top of the end rod, and this is going to be on the left side and the left side only of the gun. Over here on the right side, we don't have anything to do, it just stays as is. Now, once we get to this point, we want to go and also grab a dark oak wood top slab, and we're going to place it down here in this space right here. After that, we're going to take our iron trapdoors. We're going to place down a row of 1, 2 iron trapdoors on top of these fence gates. And also, one thing I forgot to do for the previous layer is we actually want to go and grab ourselves green banners, and we're going to place down green banners here on the dark oak fence gates here to both sides coming off of them. So, just like that on the inside there. And once that's done, go ahead and go into this section here. We're going to place down a dark oak stair on top of this green terracotta block here. We then want to place down a dark oak fence gate coming off the stair, opened up toward the front, and then to both sides of that fence gate, we're going to go and place down a dark oak sign to both sides, like so. We're going to go then place down a, what is going to be a grindstone. That's going to go on top of this green terracotta block, and then on top of that grindstone, we're going to place down a zombie head, like so. And after that's all complete, we then want to go and go to the side of the stair, and we're going to place down a wither skeleton skull, and then an end rod on top of that wither skeleton skull, just like that. And once that's all complete there, that is going to wrap it up there for layer number 4 for the build. And with that, we're going to go basically move into our final layers now, which will be layers 5 and 6. We're going to basically do the barrel of the gun and the top of it and all that stuff. So with that, let's go and move into our final layers, layers 5 and 6. Alright guys, go ahead and move into our final layers. We have layers 5 through 6. For these layers, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go ahead and take our green terracotta. We're going to place down a row 3 on top of these blocks here, and then a zombie head on both ends, just like that. Once that's done, come off the center block, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4 green terracotta blocks going forward, and a zombie head here on both sides of this block. We then want to take our mossy cobblestone walls coming off this block. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 mossy cobblestone walls going forward. And then going back here to this section, we're going to place down a green terracotta block in the center and a dark oak stair to both sides. Coming off this dark oak stair, we're going to place down a dark oak fence gate, followed by an item frame, and then a cobweb in the item frame like that to both sides here. And then on top of this fence gate over on the left side, and again the left side only, we're going to place down an end rod on top of it like so. We then want to grab a dark oak wood trapdoor, we'll place it down and come off this dark oak wood stair going back. And we're going to go then take our green terracotta and place down 1, 2 green terracotta blocks back from that one, going toward the rear here. On top of this dark oak wood top side, we're going to place down a dark oak wood stair like so. A mossy cobblestone wall coming off both sides of the stair, and we're going to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor on the side of the walls and make sure the trapdoors are opened like so. Then on top of the stair here, we're going to place down an air stair on top. We're going to go forward from it. 1, 2, 3 trapdoors, a dark oak slab, and then a trapdoor. We're going to go then take our end rods, and we're going to place down an lever on these 2 green terracotta blocks, basically facing toward the dark oak slab there. And the last thing we need to do is on these mossy cobblestone walls here, we're going to place down a zombie head on top of each wall, just like that. And with that all complete there, that is going to wrap up what we have there for the towed version of the Canon Day 220 MLE 1917. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this tutorial and are able to put it to good use. If you do end up using this build, I do ask that you guys give me proper credit for it. This can be anything from a style of build to a link to my channel or this video if this does appear on social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for the build, you're free to use it for a project you guys are working on. Overall, enjoy the build, have fun with it, and all that fun stuff. And with that, thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Garrett204, and I'll see you guys next time.